I cannot believe I'm filming this video right now. I feel like there's just so much to say. Like there's so much to say, and there's so much that I have been like, oh, I'll tell you in another video, oh, it's upcoming, like this news is coming, blah blah blah. But like this is the video where I say everything that I've kind of been waiting to say. It's just so crazy that I'm making this video right now because like a year ago I was in such a different spot. It's actually crazy how much your life can change in a year, or like in a matter of a couple months, which is literally what happened for me. And this is gonna be a little life update video all about university and what my next steps are in my life and what kind of this channel is going to look like too, and just like my career and other things about university. And I'm going to be answering some of your questions that you asked on my Instagram today. So let's get around into it. I don't know what my hair's doing. So I was doing full-time social media. I was living in my own apartment in Toronto. I'm so happy that I got to do that. Like I'm actually so grateful that I got to live by myself and be my own boss and know what it's like to be a full-time social media content creator. So I took a gap year for that. But then I also took a second gap year, and I did that for like a couple of months, and then I took a break from YouTube. That was when I posted this video. It was like taking a step back from YouTube. I can't even remember what the title was, but it was because I needed time to regroup and think about what I wanted the next year of my life to be. I was also like very stressed. I was putting a lot of pressure on myself, and I was going through a lot of mental health issues at that time. Like I kind of got lost in there. I was like, why did I start this? Like where do I want it to go? What are my goals? It was weird. I always said to myself, I am not going to university. Like I am not the type of person that would go to university for 4 years and do the whole regular thing. I am entrepreneurial. I want to make my own career path. I'm going to be an entrepreneur, or I'm going to continue doing social media, or I'm going to do acting or something like that, something on my own. But after taking a more like mature look at what oh my god, I'm like burping. But after taking a step back from YouTube and honestly thinking about the types of things that I like doing every day and the characteristics that I want my job and my career path to have, I was looking at those types of things. And yes, it did involve a ton of social media stuff. I love social media. I love talking to you. I love the community that we have. I love videography and editing. I like the whole process. I love planning out my video schedule. I love talking to brands. I like the whole business aspect of it. I love being on camera, which is why if you followed my little acting journey when I was living by myself, I did acting for a while. I did acting for like over a year, maybe even 2 years. And I was just starting out. Like I was just doing classes and I was trying to just like dip my toes in the water. I did actually get a really good management, like an acting agent. That was crazy. And it was in Toronto, and that was like one of the best things I feel like I've ever done. I was just like so proud of myself for that. And then I realized that that was taking so much of my time and so much of my energy. And since I'm a perfectionist, I was getting really frustrated with it. So then I took a break from that. So I took a break from acting and social media kind of at the same time to really realize like what I wanted to do with my life. And I was like, okay, I need to figure everything out. Okay, I don't even need to figure everything out. I needed to like calm down. Like I needed to calm down. That was part of the reason why I needed to take a break from YouTube, because I feel like I couldn't fully calm down with still having those responsibilities of uploading weekly. That break is priceless to me now, just by how much I realized about myself and about my life and what I want to do with it. And also, this is just for like the next year. I wasn't trying to think super long term, because anything can happen in a year. I don't want to leave myself open to so many opportunities, but I was kind of thinking like, what do I want to do for the next year, next 2 years? So I was like, okay, what if I have social media as my job, like my kind of part-time job, while I pursue something else? And I was like, okay, let's maybe look at university. Let's just look at what programs are offered and see what I wanted to do, because I was worried that I would spend so much money going to university and so much time that I could be, you know, doing something else. I could be doing something with social media or something with acting or freelance work or making my own business. Like there were so many other things I felt like I was missing out on if I went to university. But then I also realized that I kind of want that university experience. Like I really want to be able to go to uni, go to classes, see what classes are like, and meet a ton of people, which is one thing that I really did miss out on when I was living in my apartment doing my own social media thing, especially during COVID. I didn't meet anyone new. Like I literally didn't. I'm like such a people person, and that just gives me so much life when I get to meet new people and be in the same room as people like every day, just kind of like being around people. But I did consciously choose to miss out on that so that I could do social media full time. I do not regret at all my 2 gap years at all. Like that was such a cool, unique opportunity that I actually took advantage of. Now I'm kind of realizing now's the time to go to university, even if I'm going to be 2 years behind. There were actually a bunch of people that go to university and they end up changing their program, and then they end up kind of being being 2 years behind too, so it's not really something I'm like concerned about. And I asked my friends that are in university and they're like, girl, like they're literally 3rd years in my 1st year class. I was worried about that. I was like, I don't want to be so much older than everyone else in my classes, like ooh. But apparently it's really not that big of a deal. It's not like high school where like everyone's the same age in the same class. But then I started researching universities, things that I was looking into for university. First, I went down the business route because I like the business side of my social media career. So I was like, okay, let me do a little marketing thing, or maybe advertising, or maybe even a business degree like a BBA. Quickly realized that's not for me. I need something more dynamic. Like I don't want to be doing the same thing all the time, and I also want to be able to talk to people and have like communication involved in my degree. I love projects and I'm a bad test taker, so I wanted to be able to do creative things more than like analytical things. And I was like, wait, what about film? Like I love videography, I love the aesthetics of things. I'm a very visual person. I also did acting, so I kind of know the in front of the camera things, and I could also be behind the camera, or maybe even media production. And I knew that Ryerson University, which actually they just changed their name to like Metropolitan, I don't know, let's not even talk about that. A ton of like art students go there. It's a very artistic school, like creative school. Like, okay, so if I want to do something creative, I really want to go to a good school for it. So I looked up all the creative programs that I could do at Ryerson, and the ones that stood out to me were creative industries, which is basically like the business behind all the creative industries. So if you want it to be like a talent manager or PR agency, like public relations, and I actually did apply to that program. So I will let you know my decision in a bit, but I did apply to creative industries at Ryerson. And then I also applied to professional communications at Ryerson. This one is a very unique program, and it wasn't honestly one of my top choices. It's like communications, but for business. It would be like how to use like persuasion skills to like make negotiations, and how to do like emailing properly, and how to network properly, and less of like creating content to communicate and more to just communicate via writing or speaking, you know? So it was very like professional communications. Like that was specialty. It was very pinpointed and direct. But I did apply for that. Then I was also looking at a couple other universities, and it really felt like Ryerson, I would like it because it would be downtown. So anything that is downtown, I feel like I could, you know, be a good fit for, because I've already lived there. I love cities. I'm such a city girl. So I was like, downtown is a yes. But then I looked at Laurier University, so Wilfrid Laurier University in Waterloo, Ontario. Actually, my brother went there for BBA, so I kind of knew the university a bit, and I know they have a really good reputation with academics and also with social life. And I saw that they had a digital media and journalism program, kind of self-explanatory, but there were actually 2 streams you could pick in this program. It could be like digital media or journalism. So I would go down the digital media route into like content creation and more of the creative stuff. It definitely seems like something I would be good in, that I would excel in. That also wasn't my top program choice. Then I also was looking at other programs at university, and programs that were similar to digital media and journalism, and I thought they had a communication studies. And I always kind of thought, like I had this idea about communications that was just like, what even is it? Like why do you need to learn how to communicate? Like what's the issue there? I actually looked into it, and it was not that. Like this specific communications program is pretty different from other communications programs that I looked at different universities. I'm like swallowing my spit. I know it seems like a super broad program, which is honestly why I really like this program option. I can use communications in basically any career path ever. Like if you get a degree in communications, you can kind of use it anywhere. But I was also worried, like, is this gonna be too broad? And it actually seems like it can be very beneficial for me. Also, I'm not like exactly sure exactly what route I want to take. So taking a more broad program seemed like the best option for me. You can also choose 2 concentrations for communication. So I think I would do visual communication and digital media, which is like what I'm interested in. You can also choose a minor to do. So I actually might even minor in like film production, or minor in journalism or broadcasting or digital media production, something like that. So I can really concentrate and like build my program to be whatever I want. This one is actually the one that I wanted to get into. I was like, this seems like the perfect thing for me right now. As you guys know, I took 2 online high school classes, extra ones, because I needed prerequisites to get into all of these. So that's why I was taking those 2 online classes. I finished them, I aced them, I got like an 100 in both of them. Yay. So then I got that on my transcript, and then I applied to all 4 of these programs, 2 at Ryerson and 2 at Laurier. I actually got into all of them, so that was actually so exciting. Like I felt like I was in grade 12 again, like when all of my friends were getting their decisions back and their admissions and stuff, and I was just kind of sitting there like, I didn't apply. I did every extra little thing you could submit, like a kind of like a cover letter sort of thing where you explain things that are outside of your academic transcript or your academic records. So I talked about my social media business and all the kind of skills that I've acquired from being a full-time content creator and just all the like extra experience that kind of differentiated me from all the other candidates. Yeah, I actually did hear back pretty soon after. It was like 2 months after or something. And the one that I am actually going to is I'm going to Laurier for, I literally forgot the name. I'm going to Laurier for communication. So it's a Bachelor of Arts. Sorry. Okay, my camera died, but this is actually segueing into my next point, which is I evidently love talking. Like, I literally talk for my job. Like, I talk to a camera all the freaking time. I love communicating in various ways. I was looking at the career paths that a lot of communications graduates have gone onto, and it has been like public relations, broadcasting, journalism, film, marketing, social media coordinators. I love being in front of the camera as well, and this can give so many broadcasting opportunities, hosting opportunities, and just help me network in that industry. But I will actually still be doing social media, YouTube, uploading during university. So this will be like my job kind of during university. I don't even know what the workload is going to be. Like, I have nothing to like compare it to. I really don't know how it's going to be. So I don't want to say like I'm gonna upload twice a week or I'm gonna upload once a week. My goal right now is to upload once a week, and I'm gonna share, you know, like my life, like my vlogs and first week of university and moving into my apartment, which is the other announcement. I actually did end up getting that apartment that I showed in my vlog. I will put the vlog up here where I toured it, and that's like when I went to the campus for the first time, and I was like, I love this. It's just such a cute little university town, and I am so excited to live there and to live by myself again. Honestly, parents, if you're watching this, thank you for letting me live in your house, but I think we're ready for me to leave. I definitely took having my own space for granted when I lived by myself, and I just love being independent and doing my own thing. So this apartment is in Waterloo, and it's like walking distance from the school, so it's super convenient. I do not have roommates, so I'm living by myself, and the reason why I did all of that is, one, because I need the space and I need the freedom to be able to kind of like film wherever and whenever I want for YouTube, and I'm so glad that like this job gives me the opportunity to be able to pay rent by myself and afford this. This apartment, it's more of a res apartment. Like, it's definitely not going to look like my last apartment. My last apartment, it was all decorated, it had all new furniture, and it was just like a whole YouTube kind of studio. This one is going to be less aesthetically pleasing, or like less kind of me in a way, because I also kind of wanted to feel like more of a res sort of thing, because I'm going to university. I want to feel like I am like in res, even though I'm not. This one comes with actually a ton of furniture. It has like a bed, a couch, all of these things. So it comes with it, and you're not allowed to like replace it. So like I can't use my own couch and I can't use my own bed, and there's stuff that I just like can't use of my own, which honestly would make it look a lot cuter, but it's fine. It's definitely not as big as my other apartment. Like, I just want the expectation to be like like a little bit lower. I also didn't want to spend a ton of money while I'm at university. Like, I have a whole new budget, I have a whole new way of living to be able to go to university and have more of a student budget now. But I do move in first week of September. I'm trying to see if I can move in August, because that would be so good if I could get in and then just kind of have a week to like organize myself. But it's gonna be crazy. Like, those vlogs are gonna be so busy. Like, moving into my apartment, starting university, meeting all of these people, it's gonna be so overwhelming, but I'm so excited for it, and I'm so glad that I get to just like share it. Like, I can just vlog and just share it, you know? Will there be an apartment moving vlog? Yes, there will. There will be multiple, probably. Are you nervous about starting this new journey? I am honestly way more excited than nervous. Like, obviously I am nervous because, I don't know, I've obviously never been to university before and I'm coming in late, but I do know people that go to this university that are my age that have kind of like taken me under their wing and are like, I'm gonna show you where the buildings are. I'll show you like where the bars are. Like, I'll just show you around in the neighborhood, like where the Starbucks are, where people go to work, like introduce me to a couple people. So I feel like I'll be good because I already know a couple people there. I am worried about like the course load. Like, I just have no idea how it works. I feel like I'm gonna probably choose a lot of my classes in the morning so I can just get my classes over in the morning, and probably in the beginning of the week. How many years in your program? That's actually a good question. I didn't even say that. It's a 4-year program. Yeah, Bachelor of Arts degree. How will I balance everything? That's a good question. That's probably one of my biggest stresses right now, is kind of like, how am I gonna balance like YouTube and into social life and university, but so many people have done it. I feel like university seems like a ton of work, but also the program that I'm choosing is not like a very intense program. So I feel like the one that I chose, I can work around the schedule and just make sure that I'm planning and using my time right. And if I use my time right, and if I just like get my work done first, I will have so much time. Like I know I will have enough time. Oh my gosh, so many of these questions are like, are you gonna be doing YouTube during university? Like that's like so many of the questions. Yes, I am. I'm so excited. Oh, and also what I loved about this program is I saw how many classes you take per term. For this program, you have more electives than I think any other program that I researched. If you want, can you please comment the types of videos that you want to see from me? Anything university, apartment, literally anything. It could be anything that I just mentioned related, like career related, lifestyle related, manifestation related. I will be looking and literally like screenshotting and like writing these down. Yeah, I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.